What's up, YouTube? So I'm doing a transmission fluid change filter swap, and I'm going to be getting rid of my stock Ford pan, going with that Dorman one with the the drain plug right in here. Make things a lot easier. I did a couple tests because I've heard bad reviews about it, but I'm feeling pretty good. Anyways, before we get started, obviously this like splash guard right back here, take that off. You know how to do that. And then I'm gonna hit up here where the dipstick area is. It's a 19mm wrench, but before I break that free, I'm gonna just hit it really good with brake cleaner up there so no debris drops in there. Whoa, I'm really close. All right, guys, so I am kind of cheating this time. So this is my second time doing a fluid change on my transmission and filter change on the transmission. I tried to zoom out as far as I could so you don't have to see up my nostrils, but we're gonna get cozy. Anyways, kind of cheating. I have a kind of a oil exchanger pump, powered pump. So last time I just used a siphon pump. That worked fine, just took a little longer. So I'm going to try and cheat. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't, but here we go. Oh, baby. See? There it goes. All right. Well, you get the point. Once it all drains. All right, so that worked pretty well. I feel like I got maybe 5 quarts out. We'll find out. I'm gonna drop the pan. I'm gonna, show you a little bit of undoing the bolts, but I feel like if you're doing a transmission job, you already kind of know what you're doing. So here we go. Yeah, just gonna do some of the bolts, and then when I get closer to actually dropping it, I'll cut back in. And then oh, there we go. And then yeah, like some of the ones right here by the exhaust are kind of hard to get up and around behind, so having just a little 1/4 inch size, they're all 8mm, but 1/4 inch drive, so tiny, and then a unit like little swivel universal joint that really helps get around to them. So I'll see you when I'm dropping the pan. All right, so for example, I wanted to bring it back to kind of show you where universal comes in handy. It's just for only a couple of them, but oh, I swear it never happens. So anyways, just right up here against this exhaust. So see that? You can even try and go behind. It's the same deal, but you're going to end up stripping the hex on there. So anyways, just that little bit, and then you just want to give it a little like that. Sorry, hands in the way. There we go. That's all there is. So example. All right, then to bring it back, so when you are dropping your pan, you kind of want to make these ones looser first. I have the car jacked up, everything's going to drain down. I have a little catch pan. Even though I pumped out, you're still going to have some oil dripping out of there. Anyways, you're gonna make a mess, so towels, cardboard, if you don't want transmission fluid all over your driveway. All right, so sorry I'm making the video step by step, but I suck at editing, so I'm doing it this way. In fact, I don't know how to edit. Anyways, what you do is with the universal joint, blah, 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 you get all the ones loose back here. And then eventually you just work your way, taking them out like this. The pan drops down. I mean, I didn't even get a quart of oil on there, so I guess my machine pumped out. But anyways, a lot of people will just, you know, drain it with the fluid all in there. You can do it that way too. It just makes a lot more of a mess. So the first time I did, I used just like a squeeze ball siphon and pumped it out that way. Once it started flowing, I just had to sit there and wait. Pretty nice way to do it. So anyways, we're gonna drop this pan down. And it is going to make a mess, so be okay with it. You know, I've read on forums, people put tin foil on their frame and on their exhaust so it doesn't get, I mean, spray it with brake cleaner, just let the exhaust burn it off. It's not a big deal. I look at it as rust protection. And please don't use 12-point sockets. These are, you do not want to strip the head on one of these, and you know, don't blast it with an impact. If you're worried about it, break it free with a freaking ratchet wrench first and then drop it down. But anyways, oh, surprise. Ah! All right. Since we're in the fun, let's see what I can do. You guys ready? All right. Oh. All right, here we go. Let's pour the rest of this in. There, that's good enough for now. I'm gonna set it down right there. And so, anyways, about this filter right here. The last time I changed the filter, this little O-ring right here was stuck up inside of the valve body here. Maybe I can show you. Oh, right up and hang on. I don't know, can you see it? Yeah, right up in that guy. That's where the filter goes up. All right, so let's do the final test. The one we've all been wanting to see is the old magnet swipe. That is really good. That's like nothing. That's awesome, honestly. No big metal shavings. I mean, all this black stuff, you know, it's collecting what it should. So yeah, I know most people only have one magnet in their pan. I chose to drop in two because why not? Anyways, I'm stoked. I just cleaned off. You can reuse these OEM gaskets. They're a Ford gasket. They're actually really good. Just wipe them clean. Be careful not to damage the rubber internal seal. Just wipe out the exterior. Kind of be gentle with this rubber part. You can easily reuse it. All right, so I got my side-by-side comparison. The Ford OEM pan and then this Dorman with the drain plug right here. So it already comes with the crush washer. There's a part number if you guys want it. This is for a 2015 F-150 3.5 EcoBoost. Yeah, and then the filter right there. I brake cleaned my magnets, so there we go, 2 for 1. But then, yeah, so again, go over. Do not brake clean or anything. Just wipe that rubber seal clean. Just, you don't want to destroy it. But anyways, I got on a lot of forums and read about that. You know, this pan leaks. What I did was I elevated the pan about this high off so it was level, and then I filled it with water and let it sit for 5 hours, and it never leaked. All right, I know I cut out talking about the transmission pan right here, so I'm all set up to go, ready for install. Got my magnets in there. Where is it? Got the second one. There she is. But I went and had, and oh, sorry, I'm not the best at this. Okay, so I stuck a towel, little shop towel, the blue one up here. Wipe that out pretty dry. That way, when we go and take our new filter, sorry, I'm terrible at this camera thing. Here, let me pause and set up. Alrighty. So, and I kind of took just, blue shop towels because they don't shed, so I like them. Anyways, wiped out the little puka in there, and then take this, and you just kind of gently plug it in there. People are gonna be like, wipe it with oil, you're supposed to do that. Well, guess what? Like, eventually it's going to get covered in oil. But for right now, I want it to stay there, so I'm not fighting it and trying to align the gasket and the bolts putting up the pan. So, and about the pan, I'm going to get back to it because I did go ahead, did the due diligence to find out what the torque spec is for that drain bolt, because you can't find it anywhere. I have the size, the thread, pitch, everything. So towards the end, I'll go over that. Okay, pizza pie. Anyways, I got the gasket on the pan lined up as good as I can right now. I'm just gonna go up, mount it, hang a few screws in there, just so I can kind of relax and take my time. But I'm going to try and speed things up a bit. I got my wife and daughter in there. It's Sunday. They're, being sweet and let me do this, make my video. So shout out to them. Love them so much. But I want to go play with my family. So I'm going to get this mounted up and then get back. So do your best. Skinny end first over the exhaust. Then bring it back like that, and like this. My gasket's a bit off. Let's see if I can kind of make it right. And okay, there, and come on. I don't know. Oh, come on now. Come on now. Right about. Yeah, right there. Okay, that's good. These are all the same length, so just, and what I should have done really is like dried them all off, brake clean the hardware, because really you want to install them dry. That way you get the correct torque. If they're wet, you're gonna get an inaccurate torque. But you know what? We're only doing like, I think it calls for like 9 or 10 foot-pounds. So it's not that much. All right, so you see what I'm doing. I'm just hanging up a couple that are easy access right in the middle. There we go. And then it helps line up all the holes in the gasket too. Before installing the mating surface on the transmission, just go ahead, wipe it clean. Some people will do brake clean. If you got a dirty mating surface, you shouldn't. You should have a clean surface. Anyway, so ta-da, it's hanging. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in by hand, put them all in, and then I'm going to torque them, and I'll go kind of opposite of each other. Start in the middle, work my way out and around. So I'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And then 5, 6, and then I'll come back here. I'll go 7, 8, like that. You see where I'm going? Until we get all the way around. And I'll give you the torque spec, but right now I'm just gonna put in the screws. Okay, so I got them all finger tight. You know, go start them by hand. Do not strip them. They're coarse thread, so they're easy to get going by hand. So just take your time. It's tedious, whatever. But and then get a small torque wrench. You know, one that does inch-pounds. Goes by inch-pounds because you want to do 108 inch-pounds. I mean, that's what I'm going by. That's 9 foot-pounds. That's nothing. Anyways, just I'll show you an example of like the pattern I'm going to do. But 9 foot-pounds, 9 foot-pounds, 108 inch-pounds, because I want to hear you being like, oh, I did 108 foot-pounds and then snap my bolt transmission pan. Okay, so 9 foot-pounds. All right, so I'm going to start here. The way I found this, I'm all torqued up, so I'm gonna fill here in a second. The way I found this torque spec is I took my other torque wrench. I start at 20 foot-pounds, safe place to start. So 20, click, 25, click, 30, click, and then I was like, you know what? 35, click, and I went up, not lying, I went to 36. It moved barely, then clicked. So from factory, they put it in at 30, 35, 36 foot-pounds. So that's where, whenever I replace this, I'm gonna torque it to that spec. And next time I have to change the oil or the fluid, whatever, I'm just gonna put an aluminum crush washer versus a copper crush washer, because aluminum pan. No, it's not aluminum because the magnet's stuck. Whatever, I'm going to use aluminum, my preference. Anyways, yeah, water test. I tested it for 5 hours, nothing leaked out of this area. I'm feeling confident that this thing won't leak, and in the future, this is gonna be pretty sweet to drain oil, pop it off, and then reinstall it. I'm gonna skip kind of the boring filling process because, you know, I just use like a little pump on my gallon jug of Mercon LV and or Mercon, whatever. Mercon LV is what this 6R80 transmission needs. It's just a hand pump with the straw, a flexible straw. Just pump it up there. Last time I got about 5 quarts. It overflowed. Okay, that's a good place to stop. Turn on the truck. Everyone's like, go drive it around. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I don't want to do that. I just let it warm up sitting there. Shift it in and out of gears while I'm with the foot on the brake, of course, and then let the transmission get a little bit hotter. And then what you should be able to pump in is 7.5 quarts of new fluid. Okay, anything less, maybe a little bit more, maybe, I don't know, but you know, we'll get to that point when how to check the dipstick properly. So now I've done 5 quarts. I know there's plenty of fluid in the pan. I'm going to start it up, go through the gears a bunch of times, foot on the brake, let the truck just idle and run, get the trans up to temp. And then what you do is you're going to add the rest 2.5 quarts in while the motor's running. And then when the trans is up to temp, you know, 190, I believe, is operating temp for these EcoBoosts. Then, yeah, where you're gonna want it is right. It's kind of hard. Yeah. Anyways, it's I'll wipe that off better. But Focusing. You see the A, you can't really see it. See the A and the B. The B's on the top. Kind of more of the checkered, the A's more of a crisscross. So you want your fluid level in the B. I like mine just above the B. The transmission's not up to operating speed. I'm getting impatient. It's been running long enough. It's hot enough. Thermostat's clicked on twice already. So anyways, I got it like that. You can probably see I got a light going so you guys can see easier. I'm gonna undo that. Everyone complains, don't touch the cat. The cat is hot, but honestly, you have a lot of room in here to not touch your arm or hand while pulling the dip. All right, where we want it. All right, so that concludes it. I'm gonna put the cap on, just snug it up. It doesn't, need to be super tight. Just snug it up and, drive it around, see how it feels. But that was right, basically at the top of the B, right where I want it. Thanks. Hey, just want to touch on a few key things from the video. So if it's your first time doing a transmission fluid change or filter change, or you want to swap the pan like I'm doing. Anyways, here's kind of some stuff, my 2 cents to help you out. The drain plug on the Dorman Pan's an M14 1.25 pitch, and it comes with a copper crush washer. And next time I get to use it and drain it, I'm gonna swap it out for aluminum. My preference, they're softer and they seal a little bit better. Other than that, the torque spec for them, in the video I tell you how I figured out the torque spec, because you can't find it, doesn't come with it for the drain plug. It's 35 foot-pounds. And then when you're reinstalling the pan, dry fit the hardware. So like if any transmission fluid gets on them, that it's real slippery, you're gonna over torque it, you run the risk of snapping a bolt off. So spraying with brake clean. And in the manual it says like, it's low, it's like 84 inch-pounds, something like that. I did 109, so overkill, which is 9 foot-pounds, so nothing crazy. Think of a valve cover, right? It's not a lot. And then yeah, but if you do the pan, I did a leak test on mine to save me some headache. I've got about 3,000 miles on it now, and it's bone dry, not leaking, so I feel good about that. I did that before I installed it. And use Mercon LV. It's the Motorcraft brand. It's made for those 6R80 transmissions, 10R80s, but we're doing the 6R80. That's what I have. Hopefully that's what you have if you're watching this. It's good, use it. And then the filter, it's in the video too, but when you take it out, make sure that the O-ring on it comes out on the filter. So you don't want to go shove up the new filter and double stack that O-ring and smash it up in there and get them stuck, whatever. But just take your time, look at it. And then in the video I said I was going to give you a torque sequence or pattern for the bolt in the manual. I thought there's not. It just says crisscross pattern, so like I did in the video. And what you want to do is make sure you are doing a crisscross, but you're not crisscrossing out to one side. You want to almost like complete, anyways, yep, you know what I'm saying. And then around the back of the pan where the exhaust crossover is, if you have that single whatever, that, yeah, the exhaust across the pan, use a 1/4 inch adapter. That way you can kind of snake the ratchet over there, and you're able to break that free. Sorry, I don't know why I was freezing on that. I was trying to think in my head, but yeah, you can sneak up in there. If you use a torque wrench on that, obviously you're not going to get the right torque, so it's best bet just to snug it up. Like I said, valve cover, turn it, snug it, and then give it like a 90-degree or 1/4 turn, and that's all you need. Leave it alone, don't go more, you'll be in trouble. Looking at any more notes that I have for you guys, and I really think that's it. So if you have any more questions, put them in the comments. I'll do my best to look at them and answer them, best of my knowledge. And then, yeah, any like full-blown mechanics that watch this video, maybe you got like some better pointers than I do, if anybody has questions. And then, yeah, you know, all here to learn and do it together. So hopefully this video helps you. One more thing. I meant to touch on the amount of fluid you're going to put in. So total is 7.5 quarts. If you, you know, if you put in more, that's way too much. You might put in a little bit less if all of it didn't drain out. I don't know. But anyways, in the video I touch on that where you want to see it. But if you do put in more than your 7.5 quarts and you read the dipstick, you're way over. You can just use like a baster with a straw. It's kind of a cool little trick, and you take it a little bit at a time and get to where you want, and that way you can kind of get an accurate reading. And then instead of dropping the whole pan with fluid full, I talk about that, but if you don't have an electric pump, you can use like a siphon pump and plug that in there, get it going. It'll drain out once it's primed. It takes a while, but it's better than making a mess and spilling fluid everywhere. And then, yeah, so I do want to touch back on the fluid again. You're gonna be, when you fill it up, you're gonna put in 5 quarts. It's gonna overflow, that's good. And then you're going to turn on the car, run it, let it get to temp, put it through the gears. I do it like 3 times, 10 seconds in each gear. And then you check the level with the engine running and hot. And you want it right at the top of that B. And the reason why I say that is you don't want it at the very top of that B area, because when it does get hot, it's gonna expand and you're gonna be above your level. So it's like right above that B. It's kind of a sweet spot for it. So yeah, I mean, once you start adding in after the 5 quarts, it's you know, do like a quart and then half a quart, and then just keep checking until you're right in that sweet spot. Like I said, any questions, throw them in the comments. I'll help you guys out. Thanks for watching.